How far ahead would us humans be if all the countries got together and just focused on technology and space travel? I genuinely think space is one of the few things countries around the world actually cooperate on. A perfect example is the ISS. There are many parts of the station that have been contributed by countries that were at war with each other at points within the last 100 years. For now, yes. Wait until individual countries start mining and harvesting resources on other worlds and asteroids. Then we will have our first human space, civil, war. A free-for-all in space. Having cross-planet wars would probably make all said people on a single planet work together better to fight the bad on other planets. It'll probably be something like Earthers, Martians, and Belters battling it out over resources, and then some mysterious alien material comes into the solar system by asteroid and makes everyone work together. Someone should write a book about this. We would have the best sex bots by now. Detroit, become horny. Connor, get back to work and quit staring at the sex robots. Detroit, become hard. The ironic thing about this is, most of the technological advancements of the 20th century that have allowed for things like space exploration and global communication have come as a result of war and conflict. I think the internet demonstrates perfectly that conflicts can be both speed up and slow down progress. The internet started as a network between major US universities to have fast, secure and reliable means of communications, without Russian snooping or breaking the connection. However, for a while, Europe and the US didn't share the same standards, which is why it took some time for Europe to be connected to the internet. In fact, within Europe countries had their own policies. We could have people living on Mars already plus people orbiting Venus. Hell, we'd be in a cold war with our former colonies on Mars. Allah, the expanse. Honestly, why the duck do people want to live on Mars or another planet? The Earth is full of cool hit. Just make Mars like a prison planet or something, lol. Edit, yes, I get it, Australia. The same could be said about old world voyagers. Why travel across the ocean when you could just live in Europe/England or whatever? Some people want to see new hit and be on the frontier, even if the frontier mostly sucks. If this thread is anything to go by, we'd all just sit in a room and argue for years and get nothing done. It was a great question that got turned into some bullet. Sorry, my dude. I agree, I was so excited to look at this thread because I'm a huge advocate for space exploration. But no, this thread is just LMAO, we'd have advanced sex bots and now humanity sucks, we'd be in war. Hardly any intelligent answers. Imo, OP should have put on serious replies. All over our system probably. First stop Mercury for that sweet free unlimited energy, thanks to a Dyson sphere. We'll never go to another system before we learn to live for a long time. And even then, it'll take thousands of years to travel. Plus 100,000 years to nearest star with current tech. But radiation and space will fry us and our vessel along the way. There isn't enough material in the solar system to build a Dyson sphere, plus it would take centuries. It depends on what you mean by far ahead. I'd much rather all the countries got together and focused on eradicating poverty, disease, and human rights violations. I don't think the measure of a society, even scientifically speaking, is how many cool gadgets they have or how big their space program is, even though I am very into both, personally. If you truly think about it, I don't think we would get that far. The whole reason we got to the moon was due to a competition between the US and the Soviet Union. So maybe if countries teamed up, formed teams and competed to see who would get to a certain checkpoint, would allow us to achieve space travel more quickly. Competition is what drives innovation. Competition gives motivation and focus for innovation. If that focus on innovation is already happening, there's not much of a need for competition. Dyson sphere is not a rigid, solid shell, like many think. That is a misconception of the original idea. It is more like a vast cloud of habitats, stations etc. surrounding the sun and partly obscuring it. That's more of a Dyson swarm, isn't it? No, that's a horde of vacuum cleaners. Since nobody has pointed this out, I will. The question was, how far ahead would us humans be if all the countries got together and just focused on technology and space travel? Not how far in space would we be. Not if we'd be on other planets. The question isn't even, if we combined all current technology, how far would we get? If we went all in on tech and space, where would we be? Considering we got stuff like pens, microwaves, and various alloys via that research, it's a fair question to ask. And even if it's the question you thought it was, I'd like to point out that there is a very real technology that would allow us to explore nearby systems via tiny satellites powered by lasers. The only thing holding it back from being built is cost. They even know where to build the damn thing. Additionally, in a world where we created flip phones thanks to Star Trek, you really think we couldn't figure a way to put people in stasis with unlimited science grants and educational opportunities? Or energy fields to battle back radiation? Consider this thought experiment. we figure out that our solar system will be hit by a high gamma ray event in roughly 1000 years. You just think, well, that's it. We're done, or do you think we, as a species, could figure a way to prevent that? Because what I'm describing is exactly in the wheelhouse of this question. According to you, we're already near peak technology. Which, I gotta tell you, sounds like it will age about as well as Bill Gates saying all a computer will ever need is 64K of memory. If we can figure a way out of this scenario, then most of your arguments are kinda silly, don't ya think?